because in your mind, I don't have this down. I don't know it well enough. I'm not perfect. No, practice makes progress, meaning as long as I'm getting better, I should expect better results. How do I get better at not thinking so much when the person's talking and just focus on what they're saying and know that I have an answer? Practice. Is not going to happen through thinking about it all the time. It's going to happen by conversations, more conversations leading to presentation, depending upon how the conversation goes. Okay. So bottom line, we have to posture up. We have to have fun. You have to have more meaningful relationships in your life in order to make it happen. And you have to leverage the GMTSS in order to make it happen. Bottom line, Trinity and I are successful with the unfranchised 2 to 3 year plan because we leveraged the GMTSS, because we didn't have all the answers. They would ask me a question I didn't know. And I say, that's a great question. I want you to come together, and Kim Lee has the answers because she is amazing. See, so I will edify my teammates and I will bring people to the meeting. And however many people I bring to the meeting, I up the odds of me becoming successful faster versus me talking to one person at a time and only one person. And then 90 days later, I'm still telling Sten about the same one person 90 days later. And Sten's going, Colin, golly, would you leave that guy alone? Like, he's not ready. Leave him alone. So focus on the next person that is ready today. Who's ready today? I want people to say, I would do this business with or without you. This is what I tell people when I would meet with them. Still say it today. I would want you to say you would want to do this business with or without me. And then I know I have a hot one, you see. So with that being said, I've hit my 45 minutes. I am a person who sticks to schedule. And so with that, I am going to toss it back over to Sten.
All right. Thank you so much, Colin. All right, we now move on to the question and answer session. So, Justin, are we ready to go about with that?
Okay, sure. Thank you so much, Stan and Cullen. You're very inspiring. I love how your energy is always up there. It's always high. It keeps us all engaged. You know, when you raise your voice just now, raise. Okay, let's see whose eyes is not on the screen. You will catch this. You know, franchise owners. But Cullen, I have a few questions for you from the floor. The first question would be, are you able to provide us some suggestions on leadership and financial books that will help us to build our unfranchised business? Any recommendation of books, reading materials, specifically on leadership and finance?
Yeah, I mean, the main book I would recommend to all of you, if you haven't read it, is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. Harveker. So T. Harv Eker, T is in Tom. Okay, so T. Harv Eker, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Listen, I am a fan of the education, but I'm also a fan of truly understanding what I'm reading and learning about. Meaning, we have so many tools at our disposal, so many tools in our toolbox, which is very exciting. However, I was a guy who would listen to the 90-day fast track with the unfranchised with J.R. Reidinger. And I listened to that one audio until I could speak it, which took me about a week and a half. Every time I listened to it, I found myself following along, like singing a song. I knew what was getting said next. I knew it. Why? I was practicing. So I'm a fan of people practicing what they learn. So what happens is sometimes we listen to everything and it's great information, but now I'm not practicing, so it doesn't stick as well as I would like it to. That's my advice to everybody. Make sure it sticks, okay? John Maxwell has some great leadership books as well. He's got a lot of leadership books, so it's tough to pick one, but he's got some great ones. John Maxwell, Danny Johnson. You know, Books are like prescriptions, just like our audio series. Always signing an audio or a training or a book based on what somebody's challenges. Everybody has maybe similar challenges. Other people have unique challenges, different things going up, things they heard around money, success, happiness growing up. Some people have religious or Bible issues around money growing up. If that's just like, oh gosh, if it's Bible based, I'm like Danny Johnson. She's amazing, right? So it really depends if as an individual, identifying what the hang up is or what I need to overcome in order to become better to make the best recommendation. But those are some of my favorites in regards to all of that. There's another one now, but now mentally, it was in there, but now it's gone. I will think of it in a minute.
No problem. If Cullen come across any good books or resources, you can also let us know and we can distribute it out to the field. And so we can take note. It's The Secrets of Millionaire Mindset. Okay, so you can check it out at your partner store. I was looking up, So let's convert our spending into earning. Buy it from our partner store. Next, I have another question from Susan Low. She's asking, how do we power engage people in the first 10 minutes? Do you have any tips for us, Cullen, to engage people?
Engaging a prospect?
Yes, to show when you're showing plan or when you're retailing, power engagement within the first few minutes.
Very simple. Smile. So many people are so serious, like too serious sometimes in the beginning, especially. Smile, relax, okay? We have to have fun and we have to project that we're having fun. So many people say, we are the unfranchised and we do all these things and, and they're like hitting their fist on the table. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't want another job. I would want a business. I would want something that is I'm hanging around with other positive people. So number one rule, smile. Everything's one thing, it's energy. All of us are projecting energy regardless of what we say sometimes. Too often, if we're in our head thinking too much, it produces a straight face or a frown. Because we're thinking too hard about being perfect. This is why I say, don't worry about perfect. Make it fun. Smile. As we do that and we engage them, I want to get them talking. I would say, listen, I would love to share with you some things that I have going on. But first, I would love to hear what you have going on. What's going on in your life? Tell me about what's going on. I try to get them talking first, if possible. If is a very cold contact, which I don't recommend for new people, okay? So many new people say, how do I talk to a stranger? I say, you're brand new. They say, right. I say, don't you have friends and family? I don't want to approach them yet. I say, why? You don't love them? You don't care about them? They say, no, but I think they're going to be negative. I say, oh, you think they're going to be negative? I say, guess what? If you think they will be negative, they will be. Because you'll prove yourself right. So stop giving energy to that. Why wouldn't I show them? Why wouldn't I call up someone and I say, okay, Vicky, I would love to share with you about my new business that I started. And I would also love to hear about whatever you have going on exciting in your life. When can we get together? That's the approach. It's not like, let me tell you about my exciting business where we have this incredible unfranchised and we have OPC3 and now I can bowl again because now my hip pain feels better and it's an incredible business and there's 100% search to infinity, a volume flows up on the cap in the plan. So it's not a pyramid scam and blah blah blah. What? It's too much information, too much. So we have to go slower and make it about a win-win. Well, a win means I have to ask them what they have going on. Well, what's the business about, Cullen? I'm going to explain that when we meet. And again, if you have any great ideas, see, I flip it back to them. If you have any great ideas and you've been looking at entrepreneurial things, bring your better idea. We'll do it together. Now, they don't, you know what they're thinking? shoot, I don't have any idea what he's talking. I don't have any better idea. I'm just working over here. See, that's what they're thinking. But what if they do have a great idea? Do I want them to bring it? Yeah, bring your great idea. I'm going to bring what I've been learning, and let's just see how we can help each other. Oh, see, that's a win-win. Too many people meet with people or in the beginning of prospecting or calling somebody and is so focused on us. What can they do for me? What's in WIIFM? What's in it for me? But you have to be also thinking, they're thinking, what's in it for me? So it has to be a two-way street. Do I think I bring enough value in the meeting that we're going to have that I know that I can share some things that they can use in their life to become more valuable in the marketplace? I know this. I know that's what's going to happen. Only because I've grown myself bigger than my small container when I was 24 years old. My little self back then, right? I had to get bigger. I had to get better. Not cockiness, but confidence. Not pride and ego, but confidence, posture. I know I can bring something to the table with people. So you know you're doing great when you're meeting with very sharp people, very successful people, and they want to hire you. This is what happened to Trinity and I a lot. We would meet with people and share with successful people. They always would like be a customer, refer us to the right people. Why? Because they trusted us. They liked us. They said, man, I wish I could hire you right now. Why? In 10 minutes. What? Energy, smile, optimist. See, this is what we have to convey in the beginning, most importantly, okay? With a smile.
Great. This is a great response. Thank you so much, Cullen. As you mentioned, we need the two-way communications, and we always need to think big. So I was actually reading this book as well, The Magic of Thinking Big. I make it a habit to read every day, just a few pages. I'm not a reader, but we need to have that habit to be a successful entrepreneur, to have that millionaire mindset. So I have another question here, Cullen. One of the unfranchised owners asked, so let's say if you know that your business partners are not motivated for the business, as in they could be go now, but they are not motivated currently, and they are back to their comfort zone, what would you do to motivate them?
Smile. Here's the reality, is that you have to be very careful in business not to make your goal their goal. We can suggest that they have goals similar to us, that they have big goals, that they want this level of success, okay? But as many of you know who were on the Asia Pacific Conference, when I talked about my Aunt Lynn, her goal wasn't my goal in the business. So me trying to push her where she did not want to go made her uncomfortable. And I had to learn that. I had to say, oh my gosh, I didn't know I was doing that. I was just trying to be encouraging. So I would suggest to everybody who's on the line with us to know that, number one, this quote, if you're taking notes, nothing has meaning except the meaning I give it. And that goes for every human on planet Earth. Nothing has meaning except for the meaning I attach to it. So if you're somebody who's going to attach Cullen coaching you and being encouraging, but also pushing you outside your comfort zone, if that person attaches that Cullen's pushy and he's pressuring me, they could quit, because that's the meaning they're attaching to it because of their perspective, okay? So how would I know? Well, I have to know the members of my team. I have to know the players in the game. No different than me coaching my kids in sports or growing up. Like I had to know like different players on the basketball team are good at different things. I have to use them for their skills, for their talent. Too many people are trying to force somebody whose goal is to service 10 customers, make $500, or, they're trying to make $1,000 a month in retail profit. Okay. They're happy. let them be happy, but always let them know that I'm here for you. I'm always here for you. I invite them to stuff like this, what you guys are doing right here. Okay. We do the monthly mastermind session. I invite them. I always invite them because that could be, it's the difference between real needs versus felt needs. Okay. And we have to address felt needs for a lot of people. Okay. 80-20 rule, 80%, 20%. 20% are successful because they do 80% of the work. Well, are they 80%, 20%? Can somebody change from 80% to 20? Yeah, you go back and forth. But always ask questions of the partner, of the teammate, to identify where they are and where they want to go based on their why and their goal statement. And just know that if you push the wrong people, you will push them right out of the business because that's not their goal, is what your goal is maybe. Okay, so know who's on the team, love everybody where they're at, but encourage, but love where they're at. That's the best advice. That's what holds the retention together and it makes everybody happy. I have to let people off the hook. Meaning, when I say hook, it's fishing. You guys like fishing? Okay, fishing. So if there's a hook to catch the fish, right? So if I had to let them off the hook by saying, hey, I'm teaching the 2 to 3 year plan. But if your goal is not the 2 to 3, your goal is the 10-year plan or the 20-year plan, it's okay. Then don't take anything I share today personally if I'm challenging people on the 2 to 3 year plan. See, I have to shift their mindset on my message so that I know nothing has meaning except for the meaning that they're attaching to it. So now I got to set the context. Many times the context is more important than the content that I provide, which is context is environment, conversation, environment, space. If it's like a coffee cup, it's the coffee cup. The content is the coffee inside the cup. The content is the basic 5. It's the training C. So this is the psychology. Okay.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Cullen, for sharing with us. This business takes so much love, so much love and so much smile, okay, to help people. Everyone has their own timing, but we just need to reassure them that we are there whenever they are ready. Actually, Cullen, we have so many questions for you, but I think I'll just pick and choose the last few questions. Ida Ahmad, are you here? If you're here, I'd like to do something different. Maybe you could unmute yourself, okay? Yeah, and you can chat with Cullen and, ask your questions right away. Ida Ahmad, if you're here, I will spotlight you. My team will spotlight you. Are you here?
Hi, Cullen, Ida here. I'm interested, listening to building a relationship. So, I think it's great. It speaks to me well. So I want to know, how long would you, I wouldn't say how long, but it's how would you do it? How do you build a relationship with our goals in mind? That's a tricky part, yeah, because we need to achieve something, but we also want to build a relationship. So that's something that maybe I can pick your brain a bit. Thank you.
Thanks, Ida.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Great question. So I and you should always give energy to growing quickly. Urgency. Faster is better because when people make money faster in a business, they're going to stick. You're going to have a higher retention rate. But you also have to recognize that as you're prospecting and you're meeting and you're talking with people, recognize where they're at in their journey of life. Some are going to go now. It's all a matter of trust. Think about it. Everybody think. Trust. Some people trust quickly. They're very trusting people. Other people trust very slowly. Well, that's going to play into how fast they will want to move through the process of evaluation, how fast they will move through the process of becoming a customer. Many people become a customer easily before becoming an unfranchised owner because of trust. It's stair step, one step at a time. I have to stair step them through the process of trusting me. So you have to trust the company. Think about this and taking notes. We sell the company, we sell the products, and we sell the people. which is all of us. We're selling ourselves, okay? So in many cases, trusting us can be the last thing that they're trusting. In some cases, it'll be the first thing they trust. They trust it because they're your friend and they came to the table. They're your family member, so they trust you first. But then they have to trust the company. Then they have to trust the products. Or they say, well, I would trust the products first. Either way, 3 pieces of trust: company, products, or people. So we have to recognize where the prospect is at in their journey. The only way to do that is by asking questions. You can't assume where they're at. So I ask them, what would prevent you from wanting to learn more about the unfranchised at this point? Is anything holding you back from learning more? No, great. Your next logical step is I have the incredible Reese doing a seminar coming up, right? And I edify Reese and he's doing the training and da-da-da, and you can get this ticket for only this. And I'm edifying what a value that ticket is. And I sell them a ticket right on the spot. Boom, let's go. I mean, that's not a hard sale. That's simple. I want to sell them the ticket. Then I buy the ticket, then I want to sell them a product. And I use a survey. I like surveys. Anytime I learn from people, and then direct traffic based on their answers. Learn, direct traffic based on their answers. Point them in the right direction based on how they answer questions, you see. So most importantly, if I say, where are you at on a scale from 1 to 10? 1 meaning, the products sound interesting. Maybe I'll look at the products. 10 means you wish you would have found this business system, 10 years ago. Where are you on a scale from 1 to 10? They say, I'm a 6. Great. What would I need to do? What information do you need to see? Who do you need to talk to for me to get you from a 6 to a 7 or an 8? And they say, oh, I need to see this. Whatever they say, oh, I need to see the getting started guide. They're a green personality, very detailed. I need to see that getting started guide. I want to see exactly what I have to do. Okay, great. I need to see the ingredients on all the products because I'm a scientist or an engineer. Okay, great. Here's the ingredients on the product. What product? Oh, OPC3. Great. Here's it. I ask questions. Whatever they say, it's the right answer. They say, I'm a people person. I need to meet the people. I need to know that these people are genuine. I can trust them. They have integrity. Great. We have a training coming up here. You're going to get to meet some people. Okay, great. You see, no matter what they say, your next logical step is what I say back. Well, based on that, next logical step is this. I can do that. Okay, great. You see, because now it's what they need. Don't assume you think you know what they want or need. You have to ask questions. That makes it simple. And also know that it's okay to leave some people behind for right now. Some people will say, well, Colin, this person has so much potential. I see it. They have so much potential, whether in the business or out of the business. So much. That's why I keep talking about them. Listen, everyone has so much potential. Everyone. But they get to choose their action plan on how fast and how slow. And that's why we say what? Show the business 1 to 2 times a week, because if we do that, now I have many possibilities. Some go now, some go later. All great. We still win. And they win, the ones who want to go now today. Okay? So hopefully that answers the question.
Amazing. So we need to go to their level. We don't assume. We need to ask, always clarify. Thank you so much for that answer, Cullen. I have another question from the floor, actually. How do you handle objections and rejections? How do you handle them? Sometimes when you prospect, when you show plan, when you retail, they say no, no. How do you handle? First answer, definitely with a smile. But next step, I'll hand back to Cullen.
Yeah, so let me ask you this. How many of you believe, and you're going to type it in the chat, yes or no, okay? Yes or no. Answer this one, please. So when I go to meet with people, I should be prepared to handle objections. Yes or no in the chat. Yes. Yes. Great. I should be prepared. How do I get prepared? I practice by talking to people. I never know what's going to come up. Okay. So yes or no, listen, when we're meeting with people in today's world, yes or no, I should expect to get objections. Yes or no? Wow. Everyone says yes. The answer is no. That's the answer. And here's why. Everything's one thing. It's energy. And if I expect to get objections and I bring that energy to the appointment, guess what you're going to get a lot of? Objections. So I just fixed all of you right now. Aren't you excited? That's the lesson. So many of you, and you don't even know it. So many of you believe in a piece of the company, products, people, plan, the whole thing. Some of you believe in some, but not another piece of it. Some of you right now on this Zoom think that maybe the product's expensive. But guess what objection you get all the time? The products are too expensive. Why is that? Well, Cullen, I don't say that to the people I'm talking to. It don't matter. Because your energy, your aura, what they see into your eyes and into your heart is you still think the products are expensive, which is ridiculous. But see, I would say you need to overcome that before you approach somebody. Because if you don't believe and you're giving off an energy of like, oh my gosh, I have Ode to Desperado deodorant on. I'm desperate mode. They feel it. Don't matter what you say. You could say everything perfectly. Don't matter. Because your energy is bad. It's wrong. It's not congruent. It's not within integrity. See? So believe on what you're approaching on. Belief is the number one thing we sell. But you have to believe in you to sell the next person. Okay? So how do I get better at overcoming objections? Practice. I always acknowledge the question. Number one mistake people make. Somebody is saying something to them. Oh, the product's too expensive. Oh, is that a pyramid scam? Is it, no matter what they say, they're not even done talking and people interrupt the person. For me, personally, my pet peeve, my number one pet peeve is people who interrupt me because I'm a great listener. I had to practice it. I wasn't always a great listener, but I become a great listener. And I'll let somebody talk forever. They'll talk 15 minutes straight. I don't even know if they took a breath, but I wait till they're done. But now it's my turn to respond. And I respond and I say, what? Thank you. With a smile. You're right, Jesselyn. With a smile, I smile and I say, well, thank you, Jesselyn. Thank you for that. I appreciate you sharing. I let them know I was listening by that thank you. Would it be okay if I share with you what my experience has been? See, when you say that as your comeback, would it be okay? You ask for permission marketing. Would it be okay if I share with you what my experience has been? Powerful. Because no one can say your experience is wrong. It doesn't matter whether or not they think that's the way the world works or business works or whatever, When I say to somebody, can I share my experience with you? And they say yes, I say, thank you. So now I've said please and thank you to somebody who probably hasn't had please and thank you said to them in weeks, months. Already I'm a pro just by please and thank you and a smile. I'm a pro. Now I overcome the objection with my experience. My experience has shown me that what I thought this to be is not what it is. And here's why. Because there's a cap on the plan. What traditional business has a cap in the plan? Who's going to cap every unfranchised owner at a six-figure, US dollar income? See? Like no business does that. My job at Bayer Pharmaceutical, I always bring common ground. So I'll bring my job into it versus their job. I don't want to get too personal with people about their job. See, some people love what they do. Some people don't like what they do. So I got to ask those questions. Keep it simple. acknowledge the questions, say thank you, okay? And then can I share my experience with you? This is why I tell people when you're prospecting, can I share some things that I've been learning around creating some more success in my life? Well, that's very different than saying, can I show you a business that I want to recruit you into? I mean, come on, be honest, but then say, can I share what I've been learning? When you share what you're learning, does it make it right or wrong? What makes it what you've been learning? And not about right or wrong, but for you, it's right. You hope it's right for them, okay? But now I don't have to get so interpersonal with people is the key to that, okay?
Wow, thank you so much. Actually, Colin, we have another extension question to this. Different unfranchised owner asking a relatively similar question to that. So all of us, we have our goals in this business, in our life, but sometimes we get rejections, we get no from people, we get different opinions from people that saying that, you cannot do this, you won't be successful. And it somehow will affect our goal setting, our mindset, our emotion. How do we train ourselves to be more affirmative in the decisions we have in mind? How do we train ourselves to have that millionaire mindset?
That's a great question. You have to stay plugged in to the GMTSS and stay on the freeway of great things to happen, because we're always going to get some people that are going to challenge our beliefs around creating more success, more happiness, more love in our life. That's just the way the world is. Some people believe you should strive for success and abundance, and by you having the abundance, now you can bless other people. How am I supposed to teach somebody else to have more abundance if I don't have it first? Somebody's got to go first, so I'm going to go. So the reality is that you have pessimistic and negative people, and you have optimistic people. That's the world we live in. So identify who you're talking to. If when I was new, I approached my Uncle Mike. And my Uncle Mike was a physician's assistant. He worked for a family practice physician in the States, and he was the physician's assistant. And I thought in my mind, I said, man, if I could get him to promote OPC3, that would be amazing. Now, this is before Nutrimetrics or any other divisions or whatever, right? Just OPC3. Well, but I have to stop myself. And as excited as I can get, I have to ask myself, what is their background? What kind of energy do I think they're going to bring to the conversation? So I can manage my expectation of the outcome of the conversation. And my Uncle Mike is a very controlling personality of his wife and his 3 girls. He is in charge and so he's controlling, and he is right about everything. Anybody else know anybody like that? Yeah. Aren't they a joy to hang out with sometimes? Yeah, no. So as I call him, I know there's a chance I'm not going to give energy to it, but I'm prepared that he could be very pessimistic about this whole conversation. He was very blunt, I don't believe in any kind of supplementation. I'm a doctor. I only believe in medicine, da, 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 da. But Cullen, everything you've done in your life to this point, you've been successful at, whether it be sports or whatever. So I have no doubt you'll be successful in this business. And I wish you the best. Bye. So, wasn't totally rude, wasn't totally mean, but I didn't hang up and second guess where I was going. Why? Because I already knew his attitude before I called him. Why did I call him then? Because I believe I have to try to help everybody. That's the goal of life, is to bless and serve and help. And so that's what I do. So who am I to play God on the whole thing? All right. And if you're not, if you want to insert universe into that, where I say God, but whatever you want to put in there, okay? But who am I to play the almighty universe or whatever you want to insert? I mean, it's not my job to play that on everybody. My job is to offer, knowing I can help. And is there a way we can help more people? They're going to take it or they're going to leave it. So, but some hurt more than others. I get that. Some hurt because you're like, why were they just so rude? Or now listen, there's a difference between someone sharing their opinion and being rude. Once I learned that when I was new in the business, and never happened to me again. Never. So if somebody's being rude and there's somebody that I know them well, right? I will say to them, hey, Uncle Mike, listen, I appreciate where you're coming from. All I was doing was sharing with you what I am up to and where I'm going. I'm not here to sell you on it or convince you or whatever. And there's a big difference between you sharing your opinion with me and giving me some coaching from your perspective and being rude. And what you just said was like super rude. Like, I mean, you don't need to be so rude about it. I mean, I'm not rude that you're a physician's assistant. And like, you know, I think it's the dumbest thing on planet Earth that you couldn't finish medical school and become a doctor. I would never say that to you. But because you're being rude to me, that's like what I would have said, but I just would never do that to you. See, I now put their self in my shoes, and then they back off. They go, oh my gosh, that's not what I was trying to do. I'm so sorry it came across that way. Da, 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 da. Now they back off. Or if they're still rude, they're gonna be rude no matter what you say. So then again, why attach yourself to that outcome? That person can be rude and negative no matter what you have. You could have $100,000 cash sitting right here, like right in front of you to give to them. And they would say, scam. Yeah, I mean, it's like, here's your inheritance. Here's 100K, scam. It's like, that's who they are. And you thought you were going to be the one to fix it, fix them. Oh, good luck with that. So manage your expectations, offer to everyone, love on everyone, be the person you wish they would be in the scenario where they're rude or negative. So if we play, sometimes we got to come from a higher wisdom place and say, how do I come from a higher self to where when they look back on it, they can say, wow, they reacted really great to that. And I was rude. And someone go call you back 90 days later and say, wow, they were super rude. I've coached many of our teammates in scenarios like that, where like we met, like the mom was all in. And the son, who's a real estate agent, was just like a total jerk from go when we met at Starbucks. All right. And 10 minutes into it, he's totally rude. Okay. And I smiled and I just said, well, Connor, clearly some people have treated you in a way in your past that you're attaching all of this negativity and hostility towards me, and you don't even know me yet. I mean, let's point that out really quick. But the reality is I've had some real piece of shit realtors in my life too, and I'm not attaching them to you. And it was like, boom, he immediately was like, oh gosh, okay, yeah, no, you know what? I apologize. But see, you have to get to the root of it. So we got done. See, when my dogs get excited. When we got done, then I can coach my partner. I said, it's her son. So I said, I would call him back and say, hey, listen, what's going on in your life? What makes you think you were better than Cullen? Why would you act like you're above anybody? Why would you act like, you know, like you sell houses? He sells OPC3. Like, what makes you any better than, you know? And so I coached her on it. She went back to her son and they talked, and then it made her feel better. And he listened. And guess who called me later that week to apologize? Now, a person who is willing to look in the mirror, they'll own it. Could have been having a bad day. Had nothing to do with me, right? Either way, he called to apologize. And I simply said, thank you so much for calling. I thought it was maybe something I said or did. I still tried to look at myself But then he said, you did nothing. I walked in with preconceived notions and da, 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 da. And then he shared an experience he had. This is critical. He shared an experience that he had that was negative with somebody who was in Herbalife, MLM. Okay. And therefore, anybody who works from the home must be, and it's just like, and he shared how he said, my mom brought up a great point, and that is, like, that's like saying every real estate agent's horrible, and just because you had one bad experience with somebody. That's silly to label everybody as a bad person. So I believe in our world, we have good people and we've got bad people. And then we've got great people. They're called franchise owners. But the bottom line is we have to draw a line in the sand on it, okay? But knowledge is power again, even for the prospect. They don't know what they don't know. So always come from a higher place to where I gave him zero ammunition to get mad at me. See that? I mean, even when mom goes back, there's no way he can get mad at me. I didn't say or do anything to challenge him or be a jerk. See, I could have, but I didn't, because I know what higher level wisdom is, and it took a lot of practice on my part.
Wow. That's a wise technique to respond. Amazing. That's why we need to have millionaire mindset. So thank you so much, Cullen, for being with us tonight. We are not finished just yet, but I'll now hand the time to Stan to conclude today's session. Thank you so much for being with us, Cullen, and I love all the response to this question, to all these questions from the floor. I think we all learned a lot tonight. Pass back to you, Stan.
Thank you so much. Smile, an everlasting smile.
Wow.
And the world smile back at you. That's the thinking I have with Cullen Haskin today. Smile, energized, optimistic, always listening, always understanding, leverage on the GMTSS, and stay on the freeway to great things to come. Thank you so much, Cullen Haskin. You're all the way from Market America. I know there's a 12-hour difference. It's up in early morning in where you are now. Really appreciate your time very much. We sure look forward for a nearby future with you for another session again. Here on behalf of Market Malaysia, we have UFOs from Market Singapore, Market Australia, and Market Hong Kong as well. Great learning experience from you, Cullen Haskin. Thank you from all of our hearts. I would like to share this slide and show to everyone that there you go. Thank you to you. I know when pandemic is over, we'd like to welcome you to Malaysia or Singapore. We're going to have some real good round of golf with Kevin Buckman, yourself, and myself, and everyone here. And great learning again from you as well. Yeah, thank you so much, Cullen, one more time. Just before we go up, we'd like to have all of you to on your camera so we can have a group photography together with Cullen.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, everybody get ready. There's 7 pages to go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, first page. And then there we go to second page. 1, 2, 3. Okay, second page done. Then we now go to, let me see, third page. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, third page done. Now we go to fourth page. 1, 2, 3. Okay, guys, turn on your camera so that you can be on the picture itself. Okay, last page, I think. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Coming up next, don't forget, guys, upcoming GMTSS. Thank you, Cullen, one more time. Stay on with us. We're about coming to the end, right? This coming Sunday, we have a franchise business presentation at about 2 to 3:30 with Mickey Wan. She's a professional coordinator. Make a date with us. Bring your prospect. Bring your friends. Evaluating the business. Come online with us. And the same date as well, we have Jaslyn Quinn, who've been doing a question and answer session with Cullen, doing a basic 5 from 4:30 to 7:30. And on the same date as well, we are so much with GMTSS. 18th July, we have another leader here, professional coordinator, lead and co doing the ECCT. And the following week itself, we got Ken Tai, senior master coordinator, on another franchise business presentation. And if you are in for a product overview with Jaslyn Quay and Avita Chang, on the coming next month, 12th of August, 7:30 to 10. Make a date with us. Go back to your back-end office. Get yourself registered with all the upcoming GMTSSS event. And we'll see you soon on the next scoring happening once a month, next month on the August the 9th. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great combined scoring once a month. My name is Stan Won on behalf of all our field leaders. Thank you so much once again. What a great session we have with Cullen Husky. We'd like to bid you a safe weekend ahead. And we look forward to seeing you next month. Thank you and good night. Ken, are we ready?
Good night, good night, good night.
Good night.
See you next
Thanks
month.
a lot, Stan. Thanks, Jaslyn. Thanks.
Yeah,
Pete.
thanks, Dan, Jaslyn. Great,
Bye.
great
And Ken
MC.
as well. Thanks, Ken. Bye, guys.
Have a good night.